Hello and good Thursday, April 12th, 2007. I'm Joanne and this is Rocketboom. You may be used to me playing around with words, and I do let quite a bit slide. But now it's time we understand more about the art of reason. In other words, logic. Today we're going to explore a few common fallacies that you can use to take control of a conversation, and thus your life.
If the theory of evolution was viable, then I should, occasionally, by subjecting this to energy, end up having new life.
If evolution, then new life in peanut butter. That may sound just fine to some, but it is in fact a fallacy of false alternative. Excluding relevant possibilities without justification, such as what else they put in peanut butter. First of all, peanuts are legumes, not nuts. I'm not going to call appeal to majority. We're using the fact that large numbers of people believe a proposition to be true as evidence of its truth. But I will point out that peanuts can harbour a carcinogenic mould that contains aflatoxin. This goes for conventional and organic peanuts as well, and I can think of plenty of other possibilities for why life may not grow inside of a can of peanut butter without fresh oxygen and nitrogen. In Laraque versus Ivanans.
Oh, the anger! Those guys just hate each other!
What appears to be the fallacy of appeal to force. Trying to get someone to accept a proposition on the basis of a threat. It's just a friendly stage fight faked for TV ratings?
Squirrel? Good luck, man.
I'd be fine in playing an appeal to majority again, but I like the even stronger fallacy for this case, post hoc. Using the fact that one event preceded another as sufficient evidence for the conclusion that the first caused the second. You know, we could do this all day. Let's expedite today's opportunity while exploring the reason around us.
It's hard for me to explain why that was the case. Just take my word for it.
Appeal to authority. Using testimonial evidence for a proposition when the conditions for credibility are not satisfied.
What do you think of the suspension? 2 weeks from CBS, 2 weeks of the simulcast from MSNBC. What do you think of the nature and the scope of the punishment?
I think it's appropriate, and I am going to try to serve it with some dignity, and a lot of dignity if I can. I've had a long relationship going back to 1971 with the people at NBC.
Appeal to emotion. Trying to get someone to accept a proposition on the basis of an emotion one induces.
If you don't stand for anything, you don't stand for anything. If you don't stand for something, you don't stand for anything.
Begging the question. Trying to support a proposition with an argument in which that proposition is a premise.
I'm the father.
It is a cheap political
No, it isn't.
And you know
this is justice.
This has nothing to do with that poor old lady mayor.
You
It
want
has nothing to do with that mayor.
You want anarchy.
No.
Diversion. Trying to support one proposition by arguing for another proposition.
Well, that can happen. All of a sudden, you can just quit believing in God?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there is no God.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. You want to know there's no God? Then you're going to get absolutely nothing. Nothing for Christmas, because that's what Christmas is about, is Jesus Christ.
Non sequitur. Trying to support a proposition on the basis of irrelevant premises.
We have what we consider to be very reliable reporting of senior level contacts going back a decade.
Subjectivism. Using the fact that one believes or wants a proposition to be true as evidence of its truth.
En los Estados Unidos, es importante hablar bien el inglés para poder progresar y tener éxito.
False alternative. Excluding relevant possibilities without justification. And straw man. Trying to refute one proposition by arguing against another proposition. In summary, a fallacy is an error in reasoning, an argument in which the premises do not in fact support the conclusion.